Namaste, this is Sunili welcoming you all to Planet to Soul Astrology, and in the series of 7th Lord in different nakshatras, we already talked about your 7th Lord in Ketu Nakshatra, your 7th Lord in Venus Nakshatra, and you all know that third nakshatra in nakshatra series falls of Surya Nakshatra, that is Sun, and all three nakshatras which are connected to Surya Devata basically are Kritika Nakshatra, Uttara Falguni Nakshatra and Uttara Ashada Nakshatra. We all are aware about it. Only the deities are different in form and different in characteristic, or you can see these natives have little bit difference from Kritika to Uttara Falguni to Uttara Ashada. See what happens that one pada, basically all nakshatras have 4 charans. So one pada of Surya Nakshatra falls in previous sign and remaining 3 padas falls in the next sign. Say Kritika Nakshatra first charan falls in Mesha Rashi, that is Aries sign, and remaining 3 charan falls in the sign of Taurus, right? That means Mars and Venus combination you will definitely see in these natives, even though if person is Taurus Kritika born or person is Aries Kritika born. So if your spouse lord, that means if your 7th lord falls in Surya Nakshatra and that also of Kritika Nakshatra, then Kritika Nakshatra, as you know, the deity is Surya. It is very hot, very Satvik planet. Your spouse will also be connected to Satvik energies. The deity is Agni Devata, or we can call it as a Kartik Swami. The peacock is the major mountain where this deity travels everywhere, and this gives you also the tendency of having luxury, or wherever you will travel you like to see the best in the nature, you like to see best scenario in the nature. So same with your spouse is also going to happen. This is very wonderful description one can have about nakshatras and how your spouse's characteristic will be. So if your 7th lord is falling in Kritika Nakshatra, then definitely you can say that they are fond of post power position, they are inborn leaders, even though their Surya is not very if Surya is afflicted also in chart, but still they may complain that they are lacking in confidence in spite of having their Surya in Mesh Rashi, because in Mesh Rashi we say that Surya is becoming exalted, but in Taurus sign, because it is going in, the sun is going in enemy sign, or where the Surya is not very comfortable. So maybe your spouse's creativity is not giving fullest result, as well as your own creativity is also not giving you result in full. Second thing about Kritika Nakshatra, your spouse will be dominating ambitious person, as well as very creative, artistic, romantic by nature, will like to eat only decorative foods, even though you will keep 10 items in front of him or her, she will not like. But if you decorate only one item and keep in front of her or him, then definitely they will love it. Kritika Nakshatra is something of peaceful nakshatra, or it's a healing nakshatra. You will see that most of surgeons or most of doctors, paramedical staff are connected to Kritika Nakshatra in Aries sign, and gynecologists are connected to Surya in Vrishab Rashi, that is Taurus sign. So yes, these people have inbuilt, your spouse specifically or you yourself is having inbuilt healing property in them, even though they are in medical profession or no. But if you go near to these people, first you feel very hotness near them because of their aura, because of their strict nature, but then you come to know that no, this person is step by step giving us very soothing atmosphere, or this person is very understanding person. Same is going to happen with your marital bliss also, because Kritika Nakshatra always we see that Surya so dominating and all these things will come, but no, you have to see where your Aries or Taurus sign is falling. When we are talking about Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, so Uttara Falguni Nakshatra is 12th nakshatra in Nakshatra Mala, and remaining 3 charan of Uttara Falguni Nakshatra goes in the sign of Virgo, that is in Mercury, and one first charan goes in the sign of Leo. So when it is going in the sign of Leo, so definitely the double Surya capacity it is holding within it. And second thing, marriage gives them lots of bliss. These people are very understanding people. If you give them the territory, if you give them the responsibility that yes, now we are only with you, you have to take the major decision, so then definitely the marital bliss is fantastic for these people, but they do not like anyone's interference. So mind well, if your spouse is of Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, even though spouse is very creative by nature or very strong by nature, but he or she doesn't like any type of interference in work. Also we can relate this with Vishwadevata also, or any type of new studies also. If you want to start with this nakshatra, then definitely your spouse will be very much fond of reading, writing books, and always your spouse will be in a mode of searching for new books, or reading out new books also, and always research oriented personality also you will find in your spouse. This is something like always you feel that why my spouse is always after nature or after creativity or after post power position, but this is Uttara Falguni. Police people, also healers also you will find in this. So your spouse will be definitely connected to defense system or creativity also, like surgeons also you see, but here they are very soft surgeons. Like if Saturn is also connected to your Uttara Falguni Nakshatra, then definitely they go into orthodontist or dentistry or orthopedician, or assistant professor in a college, because they teach very well. And when it merges with the Jupiter energy, then definitely it gives fantastic fruits to you. So here you have to see that whether my Uttara Falguni Nakshatra is of Surya Rashi, that is Sun Rashi, or it is of Mercury Rashi. If it is of Mercury Rashi, then definitely this is going to give you name, fame, fortune, because Mercury also merges with Surya energy. And the more you see about Uttara Falguni, so Aryaman energy is also very much connected to this star. They are very happy-go-lucky people, and it is always that only they like to read the most. Anywhere they go in world, if you will give them a book, they are more than happy people. Same with if you will see about Uttarashada Nakshatra, then definitely you will see that this Uttarashada Nakshatra, like half it is in Jupiter sign, that is in Sagittarius, first charan, and other 3 charan falls in Makar Rashi, that is Capricorn sign. And here the nakshatra of Surya gets over. But when your spouse is connected to Uttarashada Nakshatra, then the ruling lord of this Uttarashada Nakshatra basically is something like Surya only. But when you see that sign is of Saturn, sign is again of Jupiter also. And when you see that okay, how I can define my spouse, so here also you can see that Uttarashada Nakshatra people are very dedicated people, hard working people. At the same time, it's like they have all the characteristic of sustaining in a particular situation for a long period of time. They are fantastically understanding people. They can make very good marriage. They are very caring people, and after marriage their fortune enhances. This is something like very good, and Vishwadeva nakshatra deity is also near. Vishwadeva is also connected to this nakshatra, as well as, see, Uttara falguni when we talk, Uttara ashada when we talk, all deities are connected to each other, but major deity is Surya, major worship, most worshipped deity, or most worshipped energy here is Shiva energy for all these three nakshatras. And then you can bifurcate that Kartikeya Swami you have to offer or worship Kartikeya Swami in the form, you just have to see the different form of this Surya energy. Even Bhag energy is also connected, which is also a part of Surya energy. So basically you have to worship Lord Surya, right, or Lord Shiva. You have to make yourself surrender to Lord Shiva, because Shiva is a universal energy which is giving you everything what you need in your spouse, in your life. So definitely when we talk about Uttarashada energy, so when it is in Sagittarius sign, so definitely your spouse may be connected to teaching profession, or spouse may be connected to management work or calculative work, or if it is connected to Saturnine energy, then definitely you can see that spouse may be connected to government sector also, good post position, but here a very hard working and dedicated person. And when we talk about more and more research and education also, then like Uttara Falguni nakshatra, this nakshatra also gives us fantastic fruit if one your spouse wants to start any new education, because your spouse will be again of the same mind that yes, I want to start now new education. And once the transit Jupiter, once the transit Surya, once the transit Saturn also comes in the sign of Capricorn, or comes in the sign of Sagittarius, then definitely you will see that your spouse is getting some type of training, or you are getting some type of training, or you are indulging into new activities, new learning things, and definitely you will end up with something fresh, new and supportive in your hand. So Surya energy definitely your spouse will be having, like you can see that leadership quality will be definitely there in your spouse, unless and until this Surya is not afflicted. You have to see whether the Surya, if it is afflicted, then definitely this may give false pride to your spouse, this may give lack of channelization and more of false pride, and in this pride only, in this false ego only, maybe the progress or the progressive life of spouse may get hindered, or some type of obstacles maybe your spouse will face. But overall Surya energy definitely you will find in your spouse. Always these people, your spouse will be like, okay, you will call me, then only I will talk to you, otherwise I am not concerned, even though whether I have anything in my hand or no. But I am the first person. I need priorities. I am ambitious person. Everything should come into my knowledge. Without my knowledge, nothing should be shared. So this type of spouse, but at the same time very caring, very affectionate. I will not say very romantic person, but if it is going in Taurus sign, then also, even though you are not, your spouse is romantic, maybe you are not of a position because of your work profile, maybe you have to travel from one place to another. This also you find in many charts. So friends, this was all about your spouse in the nakshatra of Surya. So next time we will talk about Chandra Nakshatra, how your seventh lord plays important role in the Rohini Nakshatra, then in the Hasta Nakshatra and in the Shravan Nakshatra. So stay tuned with Planet Soul Astrology. Do not forget to subscribe, share and like my channel, and yes, do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you get all the new notifications of my upcoming videos. For any astrological consultation, please visit my website planet2soul.com, or you can email me at sunilijanipawar@gmail.com. And yes, as I always say, Sabka Mangal Ho, may all be blessed. Namaskar.